Well, Odin loves protein. We just got a new shipment in, and he wants a bag. Dallas came yesterday. Dallas is amazing. He's our Ascent rep. So we get a lot of good education from him, and he teaches us some awesome stuff and really just provides us with the best possible protein ever. So we've already done all the research in terms of what's good and what's not, so it's kind of cool. But he came in and talked about it in front of the classes, so if you didn't make it, we can give you a little education right now. He had a pudding for the casein, but casein can be made into a pudding or a regular shake. It's just like a whey protein, but not. They are two totally separate proteins. But you can make pudding out of the casein. It just mixes well like that. So it's an awesome bedtime snack to replace junk food.
I use casein as like my last meal of the day, just because I'm kind of keeping the time frame, the kind of the things I learned from Balanced Habits, and my last meal is usually like right before bed. So if I was eating a whole 4-unit ginormous meal, I just down a shake. And it's slow absorbing, so while I'm asleep, it's going ahead and doing its business while I'm passed out. And then I wake up, and I'm not scavenging for any piece of food. Yeah, I'm a bit hungry, but it's not crazy all over the place like I used to be. It's more, I still am semi-filled, and I feel a lot better and recovered, especially when it comes with the amount of working out we do here and the amount of abuse I've kind of put myself through. So, and then I use whey. It's kind of like my breakfast. I eat it alongside with something like, if I'm having like a bagel with like some peanut butter on it, and just drink it on the side just so my body's already kind of absorbing it, and then I go work out and it does its thing, go about my day, eat normal meals, and then move on from there.
We have quite a few athletes what casein protein, whether you use ours or not, but you do need to know what's going into it. You need to know what ingredients are in it. Luckily, this stuff is sweetened with monk fruit, which is not any crap sugar. It's actually a legitimate thing. It's not super duper sweet, and you can make it less or more by adding water or whatever you add to it, but preferably almond milk, I prefer. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have a lot of athletes that could benefit from that because we have a lot of shift workers, and it doesn't necessarily need to be eaten when you go to bed, but there's like a long duration that you would want it for, right? Because it's slow digesting. So it's not quick and then gone and you're starving. It's slow digesting, so it's going to last a while. So if you're going into a police shift or a hospital shift or something like that, it's like a good thing to eat before you go into a shift, so that you know you're not going to be able to eat in the next 8 hours. Like, maybe have that right before you go into it, so it's a little bit, you're not starving by the end of it.
I think the other part of the conversation that kind of comes up is kind of, oh, which one's better? There really is no, one doesn't trump the other in any sense. They're kind of even and balanced towards each other, and it's actually a pretty good idea to kind of take both, because they're both made the same way. They come from the curds process, kind of as they're making cheese from milk, and it's the protein that's left over is the remnants, and that's what they use. So 30% of that is usually the whey protein that they get out of it, and then the other 70 is casein. So kind of the big difference between the two is that whey is the fast absorbing one, so usually you'll see people drink it like an hour or two before or after they work out, and it kind of helps them with recovery. But then at the same time, yeah, it's quick absorbing, but your body only gets like 75 to 80% of it maybe absorbed to kind of help replenish your stores in your body. Whereas casein, yeah, it takes about 8 hours for it to finally fully process in your body, but you're absorbing like 90% to 95% of the protein that's available in it. So it's kind of like, if you're only going to choose one, you kind of have to pick your poison, but it is kind of recommended to have both, just so you kind of have the benefits of both. That quick shot to kind of help you recover from especially a grueling workout, and maybe that slow, easy burn to kind of help you recover as you relax at night and kind of mellow out.
clients are not getting the proper amount of protein. It's insane. Like, I'm always amazed. They either are, or they're eating way too much of it, and they're not eating enough carbs and fat to go along with it. So it's just super imbalanced. But especially like females and older individuals, like, you still need a decent amount of protein in your diet. And if you're not getting it from food, you got to find it elsewhere.
So for me, for my prescription, I work out a lot. I tend to do like 2 sessions at a time. So I have it broken down where I eat 5 meals a day. I have protein, carbs, and fat for everyone, but I consume about 140 grams of protein a day. So it's good enough for me. It works for me just because with my activity level, it kind of sustains my body well enough. I feel healed up every day. I feel rested every day. I don't feel like, oh, I need to go to the hospital or like roll out of bed. Yeah, there's some sore days, but I do very well with that, and it helps me recover a lot better. So,
like for Nivi, I know he said his prescription is about 140 grams. So for our program, our nutrition program, based on his measurements and based on his activity level, based on his age, all those factors considered, obviously he has his prescription is going to be different than mine. It's going to be different than Zach's. It's going to be different than Joe Schmo in class. But like for me, mine's about 90 grams of protein a day, and I definitely get that in every day. But I spread that throughout 5 meals, right? So for me, my metabolism's a little bit more efficient, so I can eat 5 meals a day instead of 4. But I need that protein, and so I split 90 grams up amongst 5 meals. So for me, it works. And I'm able to recover well, and I'm able to sustain in workouts. I don't feel like I'm dragging during workouts, But protein is also a satiety thing. So you'll notice when you only eat vegetables or you only eat carbs in the morning, you tend to be really hungry really quickly, like within a couple hours. But when you eat protein in the morning and you have protein with your carbs, it really does like last and satiate you throughout the day. That's like a huge thing with protein. That's like why we do it, not only just for muscle building purposes, but it also keeps us full.